What's happening, you guys? Big Anthony here. Gonna do a quick little video on my thoughts of the stuff that I liked about the movie X-Men Apocalypse that just came out today. I just went and seen it not too long ago. If you have not seen this movie, you might want to not watch this movie yet. Stop it, go see the movie, then come back because I don't want to spoil anything for anybody. So, my thoughts on this is that I thought it was a fantastic movie from start to finish. I think this was one of the better X-Men movie of the franchise besides X-Men Days of Future Past. I thought these two were the better ones of the three that they've had, before. Even the First Class was a good one. And I really liked how they introduced Apocalypse in this movie. I think it's really cool how they basically just told the story real quick of how he's been alive for tens of thousands of years and he keeps getting all these powers that he has from every time he transfers his consciousness from mutant to mutant to mutant and so on. He retains all the powers of the previous mutants and that one that he's currently in. And I thought, that's kind of cool. I know that kind of differs a little bit from the comic book a little bit, but probably not too much, I'm sure. And I know the look of Apocalypse, everybody was saying that he looked like Ivan Ooze from the Power Rangers when they first revealed the look of him. That picture, I think it was, about 9, 10, 11, 12 months ago, something like that, from, I think it was People Magazine or Entertainment Weekly or one of those, where he was purple. And he really did look like Ivan Ooze. But since then, they really cleaned up his image and really made him look a lot better. And seeing him in the actual movie, I think, he's probably one of my new favorite X-Men characters, the villains now, of the movie, actually of the franchise. And I think Oscar Isaac did a darn good job of playing Apocalypse. To me, I kind of really got the sense of that he was really trying to take over the world and destroy it. Because, he has that thing where only the strongest will survive. And I think there's a darn good interpretation of Apocalypse. And then, kind of like the part where him and Professor X are fighting, in their minds, and he's growing, and that's kind of cool to see him do that, because I know in the animated series, cartoon, he's done that where he, grows like 20 feet tall or whatever. The one thing that kind of shocked me, though, a little bit, though, that kind of mystified me, was that we finally get to see Jubilee in this movie, and I don't think we've ever seen him in any of the other X-Men movies, but she wasn't one of the main characters. She kind of almost was a background character, like a secondary character. She only had maybe a half a dozen scenes in a row, but really wasn't a main character. And kind of almost get the feeling in this movie too that you get that the movie is kind of almost built around Jennifer Lawrence's character, but I guess in this timeline, Mystique is really leading the X-Men this time, so I thought it worked pretty good. And we finally got to see Psylocke in this movie, and I thought Olivia Munn was the perfect actress to play this character. I thought she fit the role perfectly, and she pretty much looked like she just got pulled right out of the comic books, and as far as her costume and everything. And I like to see more of her in more comic book movies, maybe more X-Men, or if maybe she might be team up with Deadpool in X-Force movie or something. That'd be interesting to see. But I think the coolest point of this movie, to me personally anyway, was how they had Hugh Jackman in this movie as Wolverine. Because a lot of TV spots, some of the previews and trailers for the movie, they had Hugh Jackman in it. You just saw his claws, but here, I guess he is still part of the Weapon X program, and they have him in the cage, and I guess it's just after, or not too long after, he got his adamantium claws and his skeleton and stuff, and that's, and I think they're still holding him in that facility, and basically haven't finished what they're doing with him yet, and he got unlocked by Jean Grey, got his memories back, or some of them kind of like he was still not sure who he was, like in the first but the first X-Men. I guess that kind of runs in with that timeline. So I'm looking forward to seeing him in his final Wolverine movie. Don't know who's going to pick up Wolverine and play him, if they're still doing any more Wolverine in the X-Men movies or what have you. And I just thought that this was just a all-around good movie. I like the end. Now, the post-credit scenes, you do have to wait until the final credits are done, because usually, Marvel has them right before that. But this one is kind of interesting and kind of intriguing, that they go to the facility where Wolverine was being held, and they had gotten some of that blood from Weapon X, which was, Wolverine, and you kind of assume that's his blood, and they put in that briefcase that was marked Essex Corps, and they looked like they had other stuff in it too, some other vials of mutated blood or mutation stuff, not really sure, but it's going to be kind of interesting to see how that plays out in other movies, if they're continuing out with maybe like Wolverine might play out in the new Wolverine movie or X-Men movie. And it was kind of cool at the very end of this movie, when they were actually starting, putting the X-Men together. It's kind of cool how they had those all those Sentinels come out, the robot Sentinels come out in the end of the movie, and they were kind of in the Days of Future Past movie, so that was kind of cool to kind of see those, but a little different looking. And all in all, I thought this was a pretty good movie. It's kind of sucks that they killed off Apocalypse, and I just wonder if they could bring him back in other movies, because I'd love to see Oscar Isaac play Apocalypse again, because he's, I think, my new favorite villain for the X-Men Marvel right now is Apocalypse, but I'd love to see more of him in other movies. And it's kind of cool to see, Angel get those metallic wings and the metal wings, so that's kind of cool. I don't know, I thought it was an awesome movie from start to finish. I know some of the critics, I heard like some people from Collider say that it started off real good, but by the end it was kind of a letdown. I didn't feel that one bit. I thought it was, such a good movie from start to finish. Enjoy it. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. Like I said, it's one of the better movies of the X-Men besides The First Class and Days of Future Past. Go see it. I highly recommend it. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop a like on it, share it, favorite, and don't forget to subscribe for more movie reviews, thoughts, other content I have, Loot Crate unboxings, and other stuff I do. So stay tuned for more updates and more uploads. Until then, peace out.